Welcome back to RealVacantLand.com. This is Luke Smith, and I've got another property for you. This one is on Guemes Island, Washington. And here's the driveway to the property. It's back off the road. Here's a little name, Fees Lane is the name of the little lane going back off the road to the property. It's about 3 acres, just a hair over 3 acres. And it's on Guemes Island. It's in Skagit County, Washington. Let's take a look at this one. Cheapest one around. So we got this property. Here's a map over here. It shows the island. Anacortes is just to the south. Let's see if this blows. Anacortes is here, and there's a little ferry that takes like 15 minutes or something. It's a really short little ferry that goes from Anacortes over to the island, and then you can drive around the island. You can take your car on the ferry and stuff. And there's a road that drives right up to the island. You could drive right up to the property. It's a square piece of land. There's the access is on the eastern side of this property. There's a road on the western side of the property. A neighbor doesn't want us to use that one. So the one on the eastern side is the one, the better one to use. So use that one to access the property. Yeah, so here's a road going out to the property. It's paved road, power line running down the road as you get out there. Here's Eden's Road. So you can see the ocean over there. This is the main road, Eden's Road, that comes along, and then you turn up the Lee's Lane to the property. The fire department is just right down the street. There's a park right down the street. Okay, so let's pull it up on the bigger maps. I just got this thing on the website. It's already got 300 views. Hasn't been on there very long. I haven't pointed it out yet. So here's the property. Here's the street. It's a nice big square property. Other properties in this area are a couple $100,000, and I'm asking $94,900 for this one. We've got a realtor in the area that'll go give you a tour. You can see boats and houses all along the water. On the water side of these islands, there's a bunch of parks and nature to go explore in this island. My old boss in the brokerage business bought some property on the northern shore of this island along here somewhere, and ripped down an old house and built a bigger house. He's very well traveled, very well educated, and he picked this island of all places to have his retirement home, or his final home, And he loves to hike, he loves nature, he loves the outdoors, and he loves this kind of setting. The other thing he loves to do is to get away from taxes of all different kinds, right? And so Washington is very easy on taxes for him and other people that move here and set up shop and take advantage of a piece of property like this. So this one is in Guemes Island, cute little town just to the south. You can get restaurants and food and groceries and stuff. There's maybe 600 people live on the island. Pretty much everybody knows everybody. You meet them on the ferry going back and forth. And it's just a small community, so you really get to know the crowd. You can see the harbor down here. There's a bunch of boats in the harbor, and the ferry terminal, I think, is right there. That just goes back and forth. You can probably see it on both sides. Here's a dock over here, so I think it just goes back and forth right there, like from there to there. I'm not 100% sure, but the ferry goes back and forth. If we zoom out, we can see the mainland is not very far away, and Seattle is down to the south. So I'll zoom out some more and show you where we're at. So this is the Puget Sound part of Washington. Let's turn on the map. So we're not very far from San Juan Island. San Juan Islands are right there. This is closer to the mainland than the San Juan. Canada is just to the north, a little further out to Canada. So there's Canada to the north and to the west of here. So you'd have to go south if you wanted to stay in American waters to get out to the ocean. But if you go over to the 5 and you go south a little bit, you get down to Seattle. Or where's Seattle? Seattle's down here. And, so Seattle, Tacoma, like the whole Seattle Bay Area is just to the south, and the property's north of there. There's a buy it now button on here. Let's see what that does. I'm not even sure that's set up, or it's a deposit or something. Yeah, $500, hold this property while I do the paperwork with the realtor and go make it happen. So So we've got a realtor on this one that can do the local paperwork. We bought it through title. We got title insurance on it. We'd like to roll the title insurance over to the person who bought it. So we'd like to do this, a large dollar transaction. I'm not going to do this through a credit card. You got to run it through the title shop and use escrow. We'll have somebody else do the paperwork on this one. There's GPS coordinates. GPS coordinates, the outline of the property. You walk around the property. The property's been recently flagged. The flags are for the county to go check out the property, make sure there's no critical areas, and it's not survey flags. They're flags for, where we think the property boundary is, and then the county looks for critical areas, and then if they find critical areas, we make a plan from there where to put the house and stuff. So it's just one of the basics that the locals do to make these properties more marketable and faster to go build on them if you've got that information before you buy the property. So that information's coming shortly. Zoning, residential, the roads, property tax, $257 a year. One of the other things that a lot of people do in this area is they do, I forget the name of it, but basically make sure that the lot is legal through all the old rules and regulations of these lots being created throughout time. Because I forget the name of the thing. It'll come to me as soon as I stop making this video. But basically, you got to make sure that the same legal description of the property goes back to before 1965. And this one, it goes back to, we traced it back to the 50s. I think it's 57 or 58 in a trade back there, where it's got the same legal description. The neighbor's property is like that as well. Neighbors track down neighbors' properties. Their legal descriptions go back far enough that it hasn't been split in modern times after the laws were created. So it's got a legal lot status. We handed in the paperwork. We should have the certification on that shortly. It'll get recorded, and you'll see it in the recorded history of the property. So then it'll always have that certification going forward. So that, the critical areas survey, and usually because this is 3.05 acres and the zoning requires for 10 acres and larger in the area, you can't split this property down with the current zoning. And you have to get like a grandfather kind of clause or whatever, that this thing was created before that zoning was created. So it's still a legal lot and you can use it. We talked to the main people in the county there, which we can get their contact information, everything to you if you're serious about going for it with this one. And they looked up the properties to the north, south, and I think on both sides, and they all have the same, like everything around the area has already been certified. And they said because of that, and it hasn't changed, we don't have to get ours certified, or not certified, grandfathered in because of the smaller size property compared to the zoning of the area. So it's legal, ready to go in all those regards. So the next thing you'd want to do if you're going to build this thing is after the critical areas survey would be perk, and site plan. You can hand that stuff into the county. So that would be your guys working on that. So it's served up, ready to go for somebody to go build a house on this and make it happen in short order. Here's directions. So local, this is let me get it back on the screen. So this is Anacortes. So it's saying 30 minutes over to Anacortes, drive in and ferry and everything. Start going to do some shopping, get some groceries. Like a restaurant, brewery, action. So the life is happening in Anacortes with when it comes to the social life is happening in Anacortes. So that's where you'd want to go for that. But the island is pretty residential, rural, small town, quiet. Go hiking, biking, kayaking, exploring kind of activities instead of going to restaurants. And you go take the ferry across and go to restaurants there. So that's the idea. $94,900. Oh, I forgot. I was going to show you this. So I pulled it up on Zillow, and other properties in the area are like, $300,000. And then there's ours at $94,900 for 3.05 acres. And here's pictures. Here's the driveway going up there. These are pretty recent pictures. Let me blow these pictures up, see if I can get them going in the background. These pictures were taken by the realtor. The realtor's name is Jackie Mayo. I'll point her out here in a sec. So she took these pictures, and these are her pictures. Here's the driveway going in to get to the property. Here's a view of the property. So there's a bunch of trees, some ferns. Had some forestry guys looked at the property, and there's They thought there's probably 8 to 12 grand worth of timber in there they could take out. It's not economic enough to come in and take it out. Um, but if you're do-it-yourselfer style or something, there's some timber in there that could be had if you're going to be bulldozing to build a house anyway. So you could sell some timber depending on the economics of moving shop in there to process it and get it out and stuff. So it's not really a timber property is what I'm saying. It's a residential property with some timber on it. So here's some more pictures of the driveway, and the lady at the county recommended that before we build on this property, because it sounds like she knows the people that live behind this property, everybody seems to know everybody, that we should probably talk to the neighbors about beefing up this driveway before bringing construction trucks in and out of this driveway, gravel wise or whatever it might be. That was the recommendation of the nice lady at the county. So that's the idea there. There's a picture. It's been on Zillow for 29 days. 700 people have looked at it, and had a couple offers. Nobody's serious about like really going for it yet. We're looking for somebody serious that's really going for it. We prefer cash over payments. We got this cash price really low. I mean, we could probably find somebody that'll loan you money if you want to go for it. A couple different banks I know would be happy to do the deal on this one with not a whole lot down, like 25 or 35% down. They probably do it. Yeah, so there's the deal. Back to ruralvacantland.com. Luke Smith on the screen saying thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing to my little YouTube channel and listening to the crazy stories about all these properties. I have fun buying them, I have fun selling them, I have fun hearing the stories from the people on both sides. And there's my daughter in the background. She's yeah, everybody's home from school right now, right? So thank you. Talk to you again later. Bye.